Hello everyone, it's Visually back again. We have another induction, unfortunately, into the Kickstarter Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, I should say, not the Hall of Fame. It's the Hall of Fame of Same. It is the Hall of Fame induction for Enigma cards, aka Hector something Bezzarano, whatever his full name was. I didn't write the whole thing. It was like 5 names long. Now this induction is a bit of an odd one because there's still a chance he might actually produce and deliver the product and whatnot, but right now it sounds like he's dragging things on and blaming others for delays and not really giving a whole lot of information. Now the last login from the creator was this past month, August 2018, and that was the last update as well. He's been active, I'll say that much. And this, by the way, is for the Enigma Torch Red playing cards. I've also heard some feedback from his website, enigmacards.com, which, by the way, I've checked out. There was a couple of things that I was interested in, but shipping is just way too expensive from Mexico to Canada, apparently. Ain't gonna happen. Not to mention these decks are freaking expensive as well, because you know how it is. Oh, we got these fancy cardistry decks, we gotta charge $300 each or whatever. Maybe it's not that expensive, probably not $300, but still, it's pretty expensive. Even when you convert from Mexican pesos to Canadian money. Now, from what I've seen, I've looked at his Instagram, he's already advertising his next project, despite this one not being done yet. Which, I mean, I guess it's okay, could be a little bit shady. He's been doing monthly updates. Initially he was doing like weekly updates. However, there is quite a few backers that are not happy about the way things are going and are concerned with how things are going and with delays. And there's been some complaints to Kickstarter in regards to the handling of the project. Now the project, by the way, I should mention, had just about 300,000, over 290,000 pesos out of a 260,000 goal pesos, which is pretty much nothing in American currency. It was funded in January 2018. This is another issue for me. Funded January 2018. It's several months now. What is that? 7 months almost? 8 months actually. 8 months going on 9. Delivery was slated to be March 2018 as per the tiers. Again, if you're not sure, don't just throw out random dates for your delivery. Try to be reasonable. I hate it when creators, they put a date for delivery, but then rarely do they ever meet that delivery date. Most recent update that he posted for August completely ignored the card decks. He completely ignored the playing cards portion of the project. He was talking about mats and t-shirts and other stuff, card clips I believe, but not the decks themselves. Why? Give backers an update. Not me, I'm not a backer. I wouldn't back this one anyways. Wasn't a fan. One thing he has been doing in the last couple of updates for like June and July was passing the blame on to Cardamundi, essentially saying that they're busy, they've got a bunch of projects, there's delays. Apparently printing was supposed to begin in July. It is now end of August. That has still not happened to my knowledge. There's still not been any printing. He's now claimed in a comment that delivery would be probably late October. That's not very it's not good. Backers are not happy about that. He's already supposed to have gotten the decks printed in July. Of course, it was originally supposed to be delivered in March according to the project. That didn't happen. Then his July thing didn't happen. They're still not printing, to my knowledge. At least he hasn't commented on that or given any kind of an update as to whether or not they're printing, and now says they won't be delivered until late October. Now, as far as Cardamude being busy, I understand, they're doing a lot of work lately, especially with custom decks. However, there have been projects that have funded after his and have already been delivered, that are via Cardamude, and also others from before that. And Illusionist just put out some new decks that are Cardamude printed. You can't tell me that. You can't. I understand that Cardamude has some delays if they're busy. They even gave him an estimate of a month and a half to 2 months or whatever, but that has come and gone. You can't just keep saying it's Cardamunde's fault, there's delays, blah blah blah, because they are busy producing other decks while yours is still sitting there unproduced and without any real guarantees on delivery. To me, I agree with some of the other backers, on the project. It seems like he's just delaying things. He's just not, getting things done. He's not living up to the promises he's been making, and that's why I've decided to include him with the Kickstarter Hall of Fame, because it's not a lack of communication. He's certainly been doing that, but it's a lack of doing anything. The lack of actually updating anything regarding playing cards in his last update. The fact that I've heard complaints about this, and also his website, enigmacards.com, which doesn't make me want to go buy anything there or back into his projects, and just his continuous kind of passing the blame on to Cardamude for delays. That's not acceptable. It's not all Cardamunde's fault. It can't be. And at this rate, they should have been produced after 8 months. These decks should have been produced and in backwards hands. There's no question, no reason why these should not be fulfilled by now. I just don't buy it. Even if there was delays, how has it been, 5, 6, 7 months now, and these have still not been produced? What was the holdup? What happened between January and June that these decks were not produced yet? And I know there was an issue, there was something with the design they had to rework or whatever, but still, too much of a space. I dislike it when creators have this huge kind of a gap where nothing seems to happen for some reason. I don't understand it. These things should be, to me, if you do it properly on Kickstarter, running a project, it should be, you design the deck, put it on Kickstarter, get the funding. By the time you're funded, everything's been approved, you get your money, make a payment to the playing card company, get it produced. Once it's produced, you pay them the rest of the money, they get it to you or to fulfillment, and it gets sent out. It's not rocket science. It should not be that difficult to produce and fulfill a deck of cards in a reasonable time frame. You just got to make sure everything in the artwork is done, everything is good, that it gets approved by the playing card company before the project ends, and it should be smooth sailing. So, Enigma Cards, at the moment you have made the shit list, if you will. That may change, we'll see, but probably not. Even if they deliver, which I expect they will deliver eventually, the delays are just not acceptable. That's what the main reason for them being in here is just too many delays for no reason. That is that. Comment and subscribe, let me know what you think. As always, if there's anyone you think needs to be in this list, let me know. See you next time. Well, thanks for watching.